What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of 8-Bit Life. I'm Caesar.
I'm Chris, and this is our video about WoD Professions.
Thank you for tuning in again. Listening to us ramble about World of Warcraft. This is our
second video.
Yeah. This video we're
for
going to be...
Warlords of Draenor.
No, Mr. Pandaria. We talk about Mr. Pandaria all day.
I think that we would have negative subscribers if that was the thing. We'd be in the negatives.
But today we're going to be talking about the professions aspect of Warlords of Draenor, how they tie in with your garrisons, how professions work, give you a little, inside look at what some, how garrisons work for us. Again, this is our personal opinion from what we experienced so far with our characters and going through it.
Well, with the garrison aspect of it, I really like how they molded and intertwine garrisons along with professions. I think that that's a really great idea. I also like the idea of followers. I like that if I want to, I have the option to be able to farm for XYZ amount of leather and then put in work orders to be able to make a rare leather that I need to make certain items to level up my profession, essentially. The only thing I don't like about that aspect is I feel like, again, you have to farm a lot more just to level up your profession. I mean, you can send a follower in there to do work orders and craft different things, but again, you still need the materials in order to make that item. Another cool thing about garrisons that I really do enjoy is that you don't necessarily have to have that profession in order to have that garrison building. Yeah,
that's one thing I like a lot. I thought that was pretty cool, especially like if you're somebody that doesn't have blacksmithing, for example, or engineering, and you want to see some of the things that that profession has to offer. You kind of can test the waters with it with your garrison. It won't be beneficial for you because you're just wasting space with resources. That's stuff that can already benefit you with your other garrisons. But it's pretty interesting, especially if you're a plate wearer.
Go with the blacksmithing.
Yeah, go by blacksmithing and the forge, because man, you can make yourself gear. That's something that you can definitely do.
The one thing that I do actually is I have the Scribe Tower up in my garrison, and the sole reason why I have that there is because I'm working on an alt right now, aka alternative character, ha ha ha, in order to make her a high level inscriptionist when she gets to that level. Now, what I'm doing is because I can't pick flowers, that's not one of my profession. However, I can go to my herb garden, pick those flowers, walk over to my Scribe Tower, and essentially make more materials for inscription that I can then mail over to that alt, which I think is also a really cool idea people should utilize and take advantage of.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting aspect of it, where they just taken two things, put it into one, especially with how professions we're coming off of. Again, you're going to hear us compare Mr. Pandaria a lot. But coming off of Mist, professions is just such a grind. Cooking was such a grind, especially because not just fact that, it has some benefits and some resources, but man, it was just way too much.
But if you're comparing the grind, I feel like professions in Warlords of Draenor is even more such of a grind, because now, in order to level up first aid, you need to not only have the cloth, but you have to have the fish in order to make the bandages. You need to have a certain fish to make anti-venom. To cook, you need to have the fish, or you need to have the meat, and in order to learn more recipes, you need to cook more things, which you need to farm the mats for. I think if you're going to compare the gathering aspect of it and the farming aspect of it, Draenor's got that beat.
Yeah, it's never going to go away. They at least did something to make it fun. The garrisons...
I do agree that the garrisons
made it fun. The only problem with it is that you're doing twice the work, because you're going to be doing it for your garrisons, and then you're going to be doing the work again for yourself to level up your professions.
Exactly.
Because not just by, let's say, if you're a blacksmith that's your profession, and you pick the forge or the blacksmith and stuff, that's not going to level up your professions.
No.
At all. You still have to do the work yourself for that, and on top of that, still do that.
Yep.
You know, but there are benefits to it. You know, you can some of the items that you get to do for some of the steels and some of the cogs that you can do in engineering, some of the 24-hour cooldowns things you can put in work orders for them
and get those items, which is great.
Yeah, and depending on the level that your garrison is and that individual thing is, your work orders can go up.
Right.
So you can go have, like, I think you start at 9, and then
you start at 7.
7, and then you go up to 12.
No, then you go up to 14.
14. Okay, then yeah. So yeah. You know, the true steel things. Like, I'm trying to make a great axe with the forge. And I need the true steel ingots, I think it is. And me, myself, I can only make them once a day. But
wait, the work orders.
But the work orders, I can make them now 14. I can make 14 within a day. But then, once you exceed the work order limit, you have a 3-hour cooldown.
Yes. Like,
now, is that for all of them?
That's for all of them,
okay.
yes.
I thought it was just specifically on something.
No, it's all of them. Like, if you put in a work order, like if I were to put in a work order for war paints on my Scribe Tower, I would still have to wait the 3 hours or the 7 hours or whatever hour cooldown. Yeah. But I like the whole, even if you don't have that profession thing, that you can still make things or have that follower or have whoever's working essentially in the tower or profession building make things for you as long as you have the material. Like, with just the scribe building alone, I can do, I believe, trinkets, dark moon cards, I can make some staffs, I can make an offhand weapon, which is great because I can mail them to my other characters if they can use that item, which is fantastic. Or I can even try to sell them on the auction house, which is, again, awesome.
And what's cool about it, too, is that you can actually do more things with it that I really can't wait to see how far they take it with. If they do this thing that they've been talking about, making it up to a level 4, raise the tier level for it, you know, so are they going to add more items, are they going to add more things for you to do? On that same aspect, it's not a profession, but like with stables, you can do up to 6 mounts. I wonder if when they raise the level to that, if that's going to add more to it. Would that make your garden bigger? Would that make your mine bigger? There's just so many possibilities that can be done with it.
Well, I mean, I got my mines up to level 2 yesterday, and it did make the mine bigger.
Yeah.
You know, it did make it bigger.
I haven't seen what the level 3 one looks like yet.
No, I haven't seen that yet either, but, you know, I think it's awesome what they did with the garrisons and the professions. I think it's a really nifty idea, and I hope that, you know, within the expansions to come, maybe we can still see some garrison profession action, and it won't be just such like, okay, I have to go pick this flower a bajillion times, and then I have to go kill this animal so I can skin it a bajillion times, or I have to go throw my pickaxe at that stone a billion times. Like, you know, like, it'll be just more than just farming. I mean, it's still going to be farming, but, you know, you get to interact more, I guess, with the game, because you can use garrisons to get more of a material, which is fantastic.
Now, I haven't seen it, but in your garrison, is there anything with archaeology?
I haven't seen anything with archaeology.
Yeah,
I don't think
I think that's the only one that doesn't have something tied into the garrison.
Well, I think it's all the secondary professions that don't have something tied in because, well, not all of them, because you don't see anything for first aid and you don't see anything for archaeology, I believe. But there is something for fishing.
There's something for mining. There's something for fishing.
But they're not.
There's nothing for cooking.
No, there's nothing for cooking. No.
No.
I haven't seen anything.
Because even the barn. The barn seems mostly for leather working from what I've seen.
Yeah, I tried the barn, but I wasn't really feeling it because the thing with the barn, it depends on what you catch. You have a chance to get materials for cooking, you have a chance to get leather, and then you have a chance to get the cloth.
From the barn alone, I am sitting on, I want to say 400 to 200, like between 200 and 400 fur from the stuff that I caught.
Put that stuff in the auction house and start fishing and start leveling up first aid.
And I'm thinking like, oh, the barn, the way that they're making it seem, I can catch animals, get the meats for my cooking.
There's a whole guide on the internet that you can look up to what animals drop certain things. So I would suggest doing that.
Yeah, I might have to do that because...
I'll actually, if I can find the article again, I'll link it below if you guys have the barn, and that way it makes your life so much easier too.
Yeah,
that way.
Yeah, because... I think you're right. I think secondary professions don't have... I think fishing's the only... But is fishing a secondary?
Fishing is a secondary.
Fishing the only...
The herbalism and mining are both primary.
Yeah, I think Fission is about the only secondary that actually has something. I think everything else almost has something.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. If you guys know, let us know. But yeah, that's pretty much been our taste, on Garrisons.
Now, the one thing I did
Professions.
not like before we end this video, and it may be a little silly, but I thought that it was the one thing that kind of irritated me. In previous expansions for World of Warcraft and Vanilla World of Warcraft, when you'd level up your profession to a certain point, you'd go to your trainer and you would learn it.
Yeah.
And then you would earn these tokens to learn additional recipes that weren't, something that would, bring it up. They're just, additional recipes. Like in Mists of Pandaria, if I wanted to level up leatherworking, I'd go see the leatherworking trainer. And then after that, I could farm Spirits of Harmony and be able to buy additional recipes. No. For Warlords of Draenor, I have to make, I believe it's Secrets of Draenor leatherworking that have a 24-hour cooldown. I can only make them once a day, and I need to use those tokens to buy my recipes.
I have to do the same thing with alchemy.
So it's kind of irritating that I can't level it the way I want to level it, but in a way I can kind of see why Blizzard did it, because there's people who go gun-ho over their professions as soon as the expansion comes out, and that's what they want to level, because before Ward First achievements were a thing, and they wanted that, and... but back on track. You can make ridiculously high-level gear and equip it on your character. Now, granted, there's only a limit to how many pieces of crafted gear you can have on. You can only have 3 pieces of crafted gear on at a time. But still, if you're a fresh new level 100, and if you have 3 pieces of crafted gear, that's roughly anywhere from 630 to 650. That's a huge boost.
Yeah, I can kind of see why they only did it so you can only have so many equipped.
That would be OP if you can have the whole set.
That's off the bat hit 100. Well, I'm raid ready.
I'm raid ready right now. I don't have to do heroics. I don't have to kill word bosses. Yep, I'm good. I'm good. That oh man, I think that would irritate a lot of people.
One thing also I liked about this too is that they made it so not just leatherworking benefits from killing enemies. In Gorgon, since I have herbalism, I've been doing a lot of all the plant enemies. As soon as I kill them, I can pick off of them and everything like that. The rock enemies, every time I kill them, I can mine them. There's more of a variation. On a good note, there's more variations for you to do with your profession than what it was before. Before you just fell into profession line. Now you have, different pathways, different options of that way you're not just
throwing pickaxes at things, picking flowers, and stabbing animals. But
for 3 hours.
Now, if you are level 90, and say if your skill level's level 1, you can still pick all the flowers you want. You can still work on all the things.
You can technically get to 700?
It's 700 if you have the little scroll.
You can technically get to 700 just by going through Draenor itself. Not
so honestly, if you made a fresh 90, if you boosted it,
you'll miss on a lot of the older things. But
they can buy them, and they can go to Ashran or the building for the profession and learn other professions that way. Yeah. But I mean, all in all, I don't think that they were that terrible.
No, they weren't that bad. Professions, they're good. They're definitely a lot better than what they were before. I definitely enjoyed it a lot more this expansion than what I did in the previous ones.
I think the Garrison buildings really add that finesse that I really like.
Yeah, it's not the whole your generic stereotypical grinding. It's actually okay, you grind for a bit, let me do some things on my Garrison, let me do some things here, go back, and then just do it over again. It's just a nice break of it, and in a way I really appreciate that, because at some points, once you reach 100 and you're raid ready, and now you're doing raids, now that high mall's out and you're doing stuff.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do? Just sit there and grind for herbs and everything?
Sit there, twiddle your thumbs, and skin all the things.
Yeah, just sit there and just be like, okay, let's go do this.
I'm gonna kill the animals.
No, you can just sit there, send your people to do missions for you. Yeah. You can send them to go do stuff in your garrison, and then you do things too. It's definitely it's a not really a win-lose, but a win-win situation, on my sense.
I mean, I'm thinking for in the future we should do a garrison video and just kind of compare our garrisons, because I know we have our garrisons set up two totally different ways, and if you're planning on doing like raids or PvP, like what we think you should put in your garrison, and just, you know, kind of give us our feedback and our opinion of garrisons and all that good stuff.
But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us again on this on another WoW Talk video that we had.
Our Professions of Warlords of Draenor.
Yeah, if you guys liked what you saw, let us know in the comments below.
And please always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. And we actually have a question for you guys. What did you like about Professions, and what did you hate about Professions in Warlords of Draenor? Let us know in the comment section below.